welcome to the kitchen. My name is Rachel and this is Wilson. And today we want to talk about the end of life planner. It's called the end of life planner. You never know what's around the corner. So I'm prepared, or I'm going to be prepared, so that my husband's going to be prepared, because the last thing I want is for my funeral and he forgets what songs I want played at my funeral and we end up with Susan Boyle. Because believe you and me, I do know someone that the only songs her husband could think of was Susan Boyle. So we don't want that being played at the funeral. So that's one thing I want to put in here. But I'll talk you through it. And it does make me think how sort of small my life really is. So this is what you've got in this end of life journal. And I have to say, I did think it was going to be a nice small little book that I could leave on my bedside table just in case. I mean, I did have an uncle that passed away in his sleep and he was in his 60s. He, in fact, it was early morning and he said to my aunt, she went downstairs to make a cup of tea and he called out, "Can I have a biscuit?" And when she came back, he'd passed. So you never know. And sad news, I lost a cousin just before Christmas. He was the oldest cousin. I think he's probably about 10 years older than me. And he passed away. And I remember saying to my sister, "Oh, it's the first in our generation," you know, because we've got one aunt left in the older generation, but my generation, first one. So it does make you think. You need to be prepared. And as I say, I don't want Susan Boyle anywhere near my funeral. So this is what this is the sort of thing it's got in there. So normal things like your name, your status, number of children, then solicitors, page for solicitors, page for doctors. In fact, there's, how many doctors? There's loads of doctors. Then pages for relatives. I'm not going to fill most of this in because my husband, he knows all this. Pages for friends. But I suppose if I was on my own, if my husband goes first, this would be handy for my children. Important contacts. Then, this is funny, why anyone would fill this out. This is device login information, also other account information. Do not fill that sort of thing out because you never know what hands it could come into. As I said, this was something that I was going to leave on my bedside table, but because it's a whopping great big exercise book, I won't be. Then it says about important documents and their location. So I suppose your passport and driving licence if you've got one. I've actually got a provisional driving licence. I think it actually expires soon. I got it when I was 21. Insurance information. Now this is stuff I'm going to write down from my husband, like the life insurance, car insurance. I mean, he asked me the other day about his car insurance. If anything happened, if he had an accident in the car he's got, would he get a courtesy car? And I'm like, well, I don't know. But anyway, health insurance, so I'll put stuff like that down. Other insurance, so that I'll put down. Will information, where my will is located. So, and then of course it's got bank accounts and credit cards. So it actually, you could write in all the details, but I'm not going to do that, as I say, in case it gets in the wrong hands. So a lot of this book I won't be filling anything out in. Investment account, so if only. Retirement accounts, I suppose your pension, who your pension's with. Outstanding loans. Safe deposit boxes, well, I haven't got one in them. Current bills, that's good for my husband because he wouldn't have a clue who our electricity supplier is. It's all right, Wilson. You can come back up and say hello. You want to come up and say hello? So yeah, that's good. Who your utilities with? Crikey, there's a lot of pages for this. Other financial information. My properties, if only. Vehicle information. Other property owned, if only. Now it gets interesting. My end of life wishes. These are people I want making medical decisions for me if I am not able to make them myself. So I'll fill that out. What I do not want at the end of my life. My end of life wishes. And then a big page, other information about my end of life wishes. And then here, my wishes for my spouse, significant other. Oh, there's pages for this. My wishes for my children. My wishes for my relatives. My wishes for my friends. My wishes for my pets. So that's important. Other wishes, requests. And then my letters, if you wanted to do a letter to someone. Quite a few pages for that. My apologies. And then, oh gosh, it's quite sad really, my last words. So anyway, that's going to keep me occupied. There's quite a bit of it I'm not going to fill out anyway, but I just think it'll be useful for my husband, or indeed if it was, if my husband dies before I do. As I say, it's quite a morbid video really, isn't it? The funny thing is, we're both worried about who goes first. He'll worry about me being on my own, and I'll be worried about him being on his own. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Hopefully with a more cheery video. Bye.